It's a huge struggle. A lot of MSPs looking to grow struggle to do effective data capture from their website. And this is an important way to build up your database of prospects. But it's not just about getting them to fill in the form in the first place. That's just the start of the process. The real question to ask yourself is, what do I then send them? Let me tell you some of the perfect emails to send to new prospects looking at your MSP for the first time. So tell me, do you have some form of data capture on your website? You really should. The most basic data capture is asking people to sign up for your email newsletter, which actually very few people will. A better form is to offer them something known as a lead magnet, also known as an ethical bribe, which is where you give them something in return for their email address. And this might be like a guide, like a cybersecurity guide. Although the 2025 version of data capture that's working really well right now is to do an interactive quiz, and you allow them to build a scorecard for something. Again, something like cybersecurity, their cybersecurity score would be a great way of doing that. But the data capture itself is only the start of the process. What's also critical is to have a series of good emails to send them, because you can make an assumption that this is someone who may be looking for a new MSP in the future, and you need to send them content that's going to influence them to pick you and not another MSP. So let me give you some examples, starting with the very first email you send to them. And the goal with this first email is to get them engaged with your content and either get them to click something on the email or hit reply. Why? For email deliverability. Because that sends a very clear message to their email agent that they are interested in your content and they don't just see you as unsolicited spam. So I do this with the first email in my sequence. I introduce myself and then I ask the MSP who's reading that email to hit reply and tell me which marketing problem they're suffering with right now. And we do get a pretty good reply rate to that. Of course, I make sure I answer every single person who replies. I do that personally, which in itself is good for engagement. It's good for showing that there's a real human at the other end who's listening. And of course, it's good for email deliverability. So I would definitely do that with your first email. And here's what you could do in some of the other emails that you send out to people when they first join your list. You could send them some social proof. Testimonials, reviews, case studies. People love seeing other people like them and what they're doing. That's what makes social proof so powerful. Now, this could be as simple as sending them to a page on your website where your latest reviews are, or if you don't have that page on your site, just send them off to your live Google reviews page. Another email you send out could be educational. It could tell them about the biggest cybersecurity mistakes that businesses make these days. In fact, wouldn't it be amazing if you put together a 2-minute video which you presented yourself? It doesn't have to be slick and Hollywood. It could just be you talking into your phone, telling them the biggest problems that you and your team see that cause the most pain for the businesses you look after. The kind of prospect that would actually watch a video like that is someone who's going to be likely switching MSPs in the future. So that's a very powerful piece of marketing to do. Some other emails you can do is to ask them what technology questions they have, perhaps even ask them what technology they're running right now. What are they running their computers on? And anyone that replies with Windows 10 or XP, yep, there's going to be a follow-up phone call there. But whatever you do with this, make it super simple for them. Let them just hit reply and ask you any question and your answer. And do expect to only get a tiny number of people emailing back, but those that do are your highest engaged prospects. You can also tell them about your service. Never be afraid to mention what you do, or at the very least, send them to a page that explains it. And of course, at some point, don't forget to invite them to join other audiences that you have, such as connecting to you on LinkedIn, YouTube, or other places where you post content. Now, I've got one final piece of advice for you on this, and that's to obsessively join other people's newsletters. And no, I don't mean other MSPs. You can be more original than that and look outside of the tech world for inspiration. If you come across someone's website and you think it's great, regardless of what industry they're in, but assuming it's B2B, then enter your email address and join their list. And it's always a smart idea to do research on what other businesses whose marketing you admire are doing. I do this all the time. I'm subscribed to hundreds of newsletters, and at least once a week, I'll get an email from something completely unrelated to what you and I do, but it gives me an idea to improve my own emails. because improving your marketing is an activity that never ends, right? Hey, do you want to join my email list? Because I spend a lot of time making sure my marketing is as good as it can be. And if that inspires you with your marketing, that would be great. All you have to do is go to my website, mspmarketingedge.com. My lead magnet that I'm giving away is a free magazine. So go into the navigation, look for magazine, and that's how you can join my email list.
Paul Green's MSP Marketing Edge.